Alrighty. Alrighty. We're going to give this another go here. A few minutes ago, I was trying to do a live stream, and my computer decided to clunk out on me. Not my computer exactly, the internet did. So we're going to give this a go. Hopefully the internet and everything will hold up for 5 minutes. Give me just a minute here to get situated. We're doing good over here. Alright guys, welcome back. This is Jeremy with Big J Gaming Stream. I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you're celebrating. I apologize, I have not been making a lot of videos lately or any streams. I've been kind of busy doing other stuff, contending with the holidays myself and work and everything else. So, I have been pretty preoccupied. So, one thing that I've gotten into that I have not played in a lot of years is Minecraft. And when I did play it prior, when I was a young teenager and whatnot, I never really got deeply involved in it. I farted around with it here and there. I just, you run out of things to do. I mean, yeah, you build things, but, you know, when you're just playing on the base game, there's only so much you can build, and it's so much work trying to mine everything. And it's just, I don't know, I guess I never really looked enough into it to really discover what there is you can actually play and do on there. So, pardon me. Over the last few weeks, during my time away from the channel, a few of my friends actually got me a program on my computer, which I downloaded, called CurseForge. And what CurseForge is it's basically, it's like mod heaven for games. Literally mod heaven. I mean, any mod that I want for Minecraft, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these things you can find right here on CurseForge. And there's two mods that I'm going to show you tonight. One of them is going to be the Immersive Engineering's mod, and the next one's going to be the Create mod. Now, a couple of the things that's really gotten my attention on Minecraft is how much they have added to the game over the course of the last 13, 15 years. There's so much added to it now. You don't have to play in you don't have to play in survival mode anymore. You can actually play in creative mode. You're not going to get killed. You know, your Endermen aren't going to try to kill you and blow you up. I mean, it's going to save you a lot of that if you're just here to play the game and be creative. Now, one of the mods that I've downloaded was Immersive Engineering. It gives you all the fundamental building blocks you need to engineer virtually anything you want. The biggest thing that has caught my attention is energy in this game. All the different uses of energy, all the different ways to create energy. And what I mean by energy is electricity, hydro, creating hydro dams, you know, water wheels, using water wheels to convert it into electricity, using static electricity, so on and so forth. There's just, I don't know all the scientific terms behind it, but I get the gist of how it works, basically, and it's really caught my attention. And I have spent hundreds, and I mean hundreds of hours in this, just in immersive engineering, trying to create something, trying to basically like create a power plant that is self-sustaining. Now, we're going to get into that in just a minute. You guys will, I think, be flabbergasted with what I've done. Now, it may look a little messy and everything else, but we'll get there. Just bear with it. Ultimately, what I'd like to do is I want to create a city that's all created by me, imagined by me, roads, electricity running through them. As you can see here on the screen, in the middle of the screen, it's called Germ 3 Trains. It's called My Creation. That's the that's the world that has the immersive engineering map in it, or mod in it. But it also has a trains mod in it too, so you can actually put trains into it, subway systems and so on and so forth, which is something else I'm looking into doing. So I have a lot of time into this. Now, there were bugs and issues I did come across in immersive engineering, which we'll get to shortly. Things that I just, things where I was having an issue with. One of them being sugarcane. I have a fermenter, which I'll get to shortly, that you need sugarcane, an endless supply of sugarcane. And without going into, and I say sugarcane because it gives you the most product for what I am doing, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. So that was one of the issues I was coming up with, was trying to come up with many different ways to come up with unlimited supply of sugarcane, which that was impossible. So the next best thing for my fermenter that I came up with was using beetroot. Beetroot works just as good as anything else I'm working with. Not a big deal. It works just as good. It produces, in other words, I should say. It doesn't, your output for what you get isn't as high as you would see it with sugarcane, but it's not a big deal. But this is basically, what's in front of you right here is what I've been working on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up this one here. It's going to take a few minutes to buffer up and load in. It's kind of a big mod pack. So if you give it a few minutes here, we'll start getting into it. It's gonna. This is a normal screen that you're gonna see on immersive engineering, and using CurseForge. All this is basically the operating system for what's coming, for what's the mod packs run off of. And for anybody listening, do not mind the loud rattling noise behind me. That is my furnace running. I currently have to put a couple bolts into the blower fan. As I've said in earlier videos, I'm in the middle of remodeling my house right now, and I discovered my furnace gets a lot louder than it needs to be. And actually, honey, I'm going to ask my lovely wife if she could please turn that right down, because that is loud and annoying. It's not that cold in here anyways. Alright. So, this is what we got. This is Minecraft Java Edition this is using. So, I'm going to hit single player. I'm going to go to my new world. Play selected world. So, before I get inside and show you everything, I'm going to come out here and show you, this is sugarcane. That's a beginning of a project that never finished. This is a beginning of a project that I never finished. When I say I have tried utterly everything in this game to get corn, or not corn, I'm sorry, sugarcane, I have literally tried everything. So what this whole gizmo is supposed to be, now this does not work, for some reason, it does not work with immersive engineering. I have yet to figure out how to make it work. But the way it's supposed to work is you plant your corn, I keep calling it corn, sugarcane, you plant your sugarcane up here, it would fall down into these troughs, and it would drop down below. Now, if you look under here, I have all this. I have all these tracks. And if you come down here, you'll see a little bit more. And what you're supposed to be able to do is click all these on. And as you can see, they all go back and forth and back and forth. And what these things up here were supposed to do is basically This was supposed to go back and forth using redstone energy, cutting down all the corn that was supposed to grow here. The corn, sugarcane, Jeremy, sugarcane. Be patient with me. For some reason, I guess I want corn. So, anyways, it's supposed to come back and forth, chop down all the sugarcane. It's supposed to fall down here below. These carts were going to catch it. These carts have chutes on top of them, and it was going to catch them all, and it's supposed to drop them all down here into these chests. And from here, I was going to build a conveyor system underground that ran over into here. Now, this is my power plant. And you know what? I'm going to make it daylight. Set day. Poof, now it's daytime. So this here is my gigantic power plant. So you come down here. First thing you do is you walk through the front door. And this is everything here that you see. There's a lot going on here. Alright. So these are what they call garden cliches. Garden cliches are basically vamped up ways to, kind of like a greenhouse on steroids. It produces everything you need very, very fastly for growing. Unfortunately, for some reason, sugarcane don't like to grow in these. I have not figured out why. I can't make them grow. At least not using immersive engineering. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. So, anyways, we'll get back to over here. I built this. This is your infinite water source, which is basically a giant well. You have your water silos here. Your water pump. Your pumps come all the way through here. Because without water, your garden cliches do not work. So I have some stuff over here, and then I have beetroot over here growing for the fermenter. These here are for the squeezer, which I will tell you in just a minute which ones these are. I forgot what I'm using for the squeezer. Come on, spit something out for me. Get up there. What do we got? Hemp seeds, that's what I'm using. Alright, so anyways, we'll give those back. And probably those ones too. It's trying to take me down the conveyor. There it goes. Alright, so we have beetroot on this side. You have hemp seeds on this side. So what's going on here is this is a fermenter on this side. Over here. This is my fermenter. Your beetroot comes down here through the conveyor. It gets sorted out because you also get the stringy stuff. You get garbage that comes out of it basically. So you want your hemp seed or you want your beetroot seed to go this way. You want your garbage to go in there so it gets burned up. Your beetroot comes into here and it gets fermented. So we got that going. You come and then you go over here and your hemp seed gets dropped down into this conveyor system. Same thing. The garbage goes in there. Your hemp seed comes this way. And then it gets fed here into the squeezer. Now the squeezer, what the squeezer does is it squeezes the hemp seed and it makes vegetable oil. Now, you guys are probably thinking, well, what the heck are you going to do with fermented beetroot and vegetable oil? Alright, so what fermented beetroot does is it makes ethanol. What squeezes out of hemp seed is vegetable oil. So, you take your vegetable oil, you take your ethanol and you put it together in here in a fermenter. And you put the two together, or not the fermenter, in the refinery, I'm sorry. You put it in the refinery and it puts it both together and refines it into biodiesel. Biodiesel, therefore, comes out of here, goes into these two silos, which are getting pretty full. Then comes from there to the biodiesel generator, which is these guys, which is not working right now, probably because I have more than enough electricity coming out of it. That's the thing with the generator, it's not going to run more than it has to, because you have these capacitors up here, and when the capacitors are stored, or when they're pumped full of energy, like, that one's just about full. That one's just about full. That one's is full. So it's not going to use more than what it needs anyways. So basically what we have here now is a giant jumbo-sized power plant. Now what I want to do is check and see, yeah, I'm plumb full of everything here. I like the little noises it makes on here. I'm just making sure I have everything turned on here. That's on. That's on. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I don't have a... So I built this over here, which is supposed to be an electrical panel, basically like a switchboard. I want to be able to run all the off and on switches, power switches, everything, like that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. All of them. I want them all over here. All in one location, marked out. I just haven't gotten that far yet, because as you can see, I've been kind of busy dealing with this. I'm just checking to make sure it's producing, and it is. This is doing what I need it to. This is not doing what I want it to. Probably doesn't need to run right now anyways. From the looks of it, it doesn't need to. Come over here. Those are all good. Yeah, the generator does not run constantly. As I said, it's only going to run as much as it needs power. Once it gets stored up here in the capacitors, it's pretty useless, really. I mean, these here, the capacitors are basically like giant batteries, in which, if you come out here, I'll show you what they do. Come up here to lighten all these lights up for me. And I have them all exiting out of the top of the building here. And then they're coming down into here, putting lights into here. What this was supposed to be like a little indoor fish hatchery type thing. That's what I was kind of intending it to be, but I haven't really completed that yet either. This building alone, probably to construct the building and the whole biodiesel plant inside, and the energy facility, I think took me somewhere around 95 hours to complete everything, to come up with the design, and that's excluding days and days of studying. Going online, looking up different ideas, trying to figure out how to put all this together. I mean, I was watching different videos and stuff and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a gamer, but I'm not afraid to watch other people's content either to educate myself. We kind of have to. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to show you different ideas and designs that I came up with and that I'm also working on. Like this whole design here for the sugarcane farm. I'm not giving up on it yet. I'm not going to toss the idea. It's just got some bugs on it. I got to finish putting the cutters together, the automatic cutters. It's got some bugs on it yet that I still got to work on and figure out. But oh here, something else I did. I also to test the ability to run electricity. I've also created this, which is a mess, but we'll get it straightened out. It's kind of like a business office. You got electricity, you got lights in there, I can go through and make a lot of little mini rooms. I can also probably straighten out a lot of this mess too anyways. There's got to be a way. I think there is a way to kind of hide the wires. I just haven't gotten that far yet into playing with it. I just kind of wanted to get the basic not design. I was trying to basically understand the basics of everything first before I dove into it. I'll worry about details afterwards. The fact is I know it works. I'll make it pretty later on. And these should dock themselves back up in just a minute. Maybe. There they go. Yep, and they all dock right there. So, I mean, it was a pretty cool idea. So, the reason I was making such a big deal about the sugarcane produces more ethanol than the beetroot does. Sugarcane's about as high as you're going to get for ethanol output. That's why I was going with sugarcane. I could fill those silos in like an hour using sugarcane, but not having an automated system to grow it, cut it, and transport it in there to the fermenter is not helping me. And I can't get it to grow fast enough doing it the way I'm doing it here. Which is the only way I could figure out, the only other way I could figure to do it here is to cut it all down manually, which is fine, but then you're constantly walking away from everything you're doing trying to cut this down and feed that stupid fermenter. So for this world or whatever, this is about as good as I'm worried about getting for the moment. So this is just a little idea of what you can do. Oh, I also have another, I don't know, I had this crazy idea that I could build another reservoir back here in a water silo, and I wanted to be able to run water through the buildings and whatnot, but apparently in immersive engineering, it doesn't work that way. I guess. I don't understand it, but what's the best way to put it? It's got to go through I don't know, it's got to either go to a silo, it's got to go through a garden cliche, it's got to have, and it's got to go somewhere. So me trying to fill a little pond somewhere, it's not going to work like that. But this is pretty much the design of everything I got going. It's a pretty big facility. It took me a lot of time to build that. Also, a cool thing I did, I was talking about water wheels and hydro. So I have these water wheels here that I'm actually they only have one purpose only. Now, I didn't realize that these would not put out enough output to do everything I'm doing now. Oh, hold on just a minute here. Let me double check what I got going on this screen. Having a bit of an issue. Okay. It'll straighten itself out, I think. If you guys are experiencing any lag or buffering or anything like that, just let me know. I'm trying to understand what's going on here. OBS is the system I use for recording, and it's been giving me a terrible time lately. Alright, well anyways, back to what I was doing over here. The only purpose that these things have here is for for lights. As I was starting to say, is when I was experimenting with them, I was in hopes that it would be enough, it would produce enough electricity to power a small city, but the amount of wheels and assemblies I'd have to put together, the amount of these individual water wheels that I'd have to build and assemble, it would not make no sense. It wouldn't work. So I decided, instead of, because I put a lot of time into coming up with that idea and building those, instead of tearing them back down, I'm like, well, I'll repurpose them and use them at least for lighting, because it does put off just enough to deal with my floodlights. So now I'm going to back out of this, and I'm going to show you something else. We'll hit the quick game. We're going to go here. Go there. And then we're going to go on to the Create mod. Now what the Create mod is a mod that I wish I had actually discovered before I did immersive engineering, because the Create mod, everything actually works more fluently on it. And what I mean by that is the issues that I'm having with the sugarcane and trying to get my sugarcane farm to produce and work properly and all that stuff. All the ideas that I was looking at online and everything I was on all the videos I was seeing, I was trying them in immersive engineering and they weren't working. You know, some of the ideas I used were different people's ideas. Some of them were a lot of it for the sugarcane growing was mixture between what I've seen other people do and some of my own ideas. And putting it on paper, everything I did, it should have worked. But it didn't. This is now I can go into Create, which will get that opened up. That takes a few minutes to get this open, so you got to bear with it. There's a lot that goes on in this. There it goes. Yeah, it's got a lot of mods it's got to load up. There we go. Now we're in. Now, the cool thing about that you guys are going to notice about this is the graphics are so much better on this one. Like, this is going to blow your mind. Oh. These are all the mods that come with the new Create mod pack. There is so many mods. It's unbelievable. I mean, just hundreds and hundreds of these stupid things put into this game. Alright, so we're going to go back here. Single player, Jeremy's World, play selected world. And the one thing I want you guys to see is the graphics on this. And the graphics are insanely good. Once it loads. There it is. Alright. Now, as you can tell, the graphics are way different. Let's go to time set day. Make it daytime. Now, I was starting to create a similar system here. This world I've just kind of been playing with. Look at this. Plants actually look like plants. So, I'm starting to do a similar thing here, but you'll notice something different. This guy. I finally made a very fast-paced moving sugarcane automated system. And it all flows right here into the fermenter. And I'm actually getting a good amount of ethanol out of it. Just as to kind of give you an idea, I want you to see that, you know, this is a similar idea as to what I was trying to come up with with immersive engineering, but it wasn't working. But on here it seems to. So, alright, good. Now, the create mod, this new mod update they did for the game is just unreal as far as graphics go. They did a good job on it, I think. So let's see if I can find my way there. Like, look at this. You actually got fish in here. Whatever that thing is. You got birds chirping. You got... It's windy. And the bushes are actually moving. You know, they did a really, really, really good job on this. And that is like going into the abyss of hell. The lake I liked? I think so. Yeah, and plus you got all like these little Finger Lakes back in here, and here's a spot that I thought was pretty cool. Like this spot here is pretty cool. If you hear any music in the background, don't mind my 2-year-old daughter's playing on her tablet, so. But I mean, just the graphics on this are friggin' phenomenal. Now I gotta figure out how to get back to where I was. Heading right there. Yeah, like I said, the graphics on this are pretty good. I am very, very impressed with this. I also made my conveyor system something I didn't do with the power plant on the immersive engineering one, is I actually could have and I didn't. I should have hid some of the conveyors just to give yourself more floor space and stuff to work with. But yeah, this is pretty much what I've been working on, what I've been playing with. A lot more to come with it. A lot more of discovering, engineering, education. Well, I just kind of want to show you guys what I've been working on. That I've been so far distracted from streaming and from videos. I didn't really want to dive into this streaming without having a sense of what's going on or what I'm doing. That was pretty much the problem, is I'm not going to show you guys something if there's nothing to show. Now I'm getting into the meat of it to where I'm starting to have stuff to show you guys. We have something to talk about a little bit here. And if anybody else is actually playing Minecraft and that follows my channel, if you guys have any ideas at all for engineering, let me know, because this is literally sucked up so much of my brain lately working on this. I think it's cool. I think it's fascinating how the creators of the game and the mods have really incorporated this much into it in this kind of detail. I just think it's cool. So this is what I've been working on lately. I'm going to continue to make more videos and start doing some more live streams again. I'll probably pick up a little bit better after the holidays. As I said, the last month or so, I have been very, very busy. It's been nonstop work, kids, home, trying to work on this stuff on the side when I can. But again, I didn't want to show you guys things until I had something to talk about or show you guys. Thanks to a buddy of mine, I've got a new DLC for American Truck Sim that I'm going to be making a video of for you guys here pretty quick. As soon as I get to it. We got that. We're going to have more Sea of Thieves coming your way. We're going to have some more Minecraft coming. We're going to have some more American Truck Sim. We're starting to get into, we're going to start having a lot more content showing besides just one thing. You know, I really, really wanted to show you guys this because I was really excited about it. Like, just this, if you have ADHD and you have a hard time focusing on one thing at a time, this could be good for you in two ways. Number one, it'll give you something to focus on. That's important. Because when you have an issue like I do, where focusing on one thing at a time, or one thing for a long amount of time, is very hard to do, this game's also good for that, because if I'm taking a break on this project, I can go over here and start building something else and then just come back to this later. So, for me, this is kind of ideal. It works good for me. So, I'm going to hop off here for the time being. I apologize. My scheduling for YouTube has been all over the place, especially tonight, because I was having issues with the camera. I was having issues with my studio system. Everything else was kind of giving me a hard time. I started doing a live stream, got 2 minutes into it, and my internet crashed. And I'm just like, ah! I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. So, I think we got it now. I hope the stream's been good. I hope it's been running fluently. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, checking out what I've been working on. I'm having fun with it. I really am. This game has sucked up so much of my time and energy. And there's going to be a lot more. It's not just going to be focusing on electricity. Now that I have it set up, the base principle of having a fluently running city set up which is electricity, maybe now I can use this map here in create mode or in the create mod. Maybe you guys, I can start making some videos of as I'm going. You guys can see what I'm coming up with and how I'm building up. I mean, we got a whole map here to work with. And it is time consuming just getting the basics set up like this. This here probably took me 5-6 hours, maybe 7, just to get the layout figured out, how I want to run all the lines, getting the conveyor system built, and everything else. I mean, the way you build these is you don't just click a button, or it's not just in your inventory and you're dropping it and it pops up, you know. You actually have to construct these. You actually have to have a recipe to make this. You know, it's not something that just pops out. Which learning all the ingredients and all the material needed to build these took me a lot of time too. So, in Witcher, I still have notes and stuff I have to reference to so I don't forget. There's so much material in this game. There's so much, just so many different things. There's a lot to do. So I've been taking notes, jotting stuff down, trying to actually, I actually started drawing out blueprints. You know, I'll back up here like this. Let me get back a little further enough here. So I actually have a screenshot of me like this far back, and it's a screenshot of right here of what you're seeing on the screen. And I actually have blueprints made up of different buildings all over the map, things you're gonna see. You're gonna see stuff here, all over the friggin' place, and it's cool. I've been actually putting a lot of time into this. And because I never knew until recently how much fun you can really have with this. It just blows my mind. And this is a new create mod pack. It just dropped within the last few weeks. See, everybody else, a specific buddy of mine, was telling me about the create mod. He didn't even know they came out with a new mod pack entirely, a second one, which is what I have here. It's an updated version of the first one. So when I hopped into this, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, the graphics on this are great. This is unbelievable. And I was telling him about it, and he hopped on CurseForge and looked up. That's a brand spanking new mod pack that just dropped. He's like, on the original Create mod, you didn't even get all this. And I'm like, well, you're welcome. I guess. Thank you. Thank you for my struggle being a benefit to you. I guess. I don't know. At least we both discovered something new. Look at this. They even got snails in here. Look at this. You actually have a snail. And I have a random pig that decided to migrate this way. Yeah, like I said, it's just really cool. I'm very, very, very excited to be making new videos for you guys. I think now we're getting into something here that I think is going to be a fun journey, and I really hope you guys join me on it. I'm going to continue to push out videos and streams and as much as I can. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for letting me show you what I've been working on. I'm sorry. Haven't been posting much. It's been dead in here, I know. But I do nonetheless appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and you know, I hope you guys learned something from these videos. I really hope this is something we can both work on together with. And in case you guys don't see me back before the end of the holidays, I hope you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I very much thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I thank you guys for supporting my channel. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what I'm trying to do with the page, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this can go. And I'm hoping that this will be a journey that you guys will continue to join me on. Thank you guys, and have a good night, and God bless.